was it about those two that you wanted to have them here in Arkansas?
Well, speed. And the ability to play football. You got a lot of guys that can run fast, but they can't play football. And I don't mean anything. Don't take this wrong, because you say something like this, and then somebody, there's a lot of fast guys running track, but they can't play football, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, they've got that talent. These young men can run fast, and they're tough, and they love the competition, and they love playing football.
What's it like getting Brooks and Bush and some of those other guys in early to help this defense?
Well, it's going to be important. They've got an opportunity. They've already had an opportunity. Number one, to make the adjustment in terms of being away from home. Now, going through the all-season program, that's been tough for them. It's been a little bit tougher than anything probably they've done. So they've experienced that. Now spring practice, which is probably going to be a little bit tougher. But the fact that they've been here, they've made the adjustments. And when we get here, we got spring practice ahead of us. I don't want to get too far ahead, but after they go through spring practice, then when we start back in the fall, it's going to be something that they already know. They've already adjusted to.
When you look back at the defense last year, what would you grade it as, and the improvement that you guys need to make?
Well, we made some improvement, but listen, when you 2-10, I mean, what can you say? I mean, we're a football team, and we're going to live and die as a football team, not on offense, not a defense, not special teams. There's no question that we made, when you look at the stats, we made some improvements, but as a total football team, and that's what we got to do, is we got to become a football team. And a football team that's going to play together, a football team that's going to, maybe the offense is going to feed off the defense, and vice versa. And those things have got to happen for us. And that's truly what we got to get done. We got to become a team, before we can become a good team.
Your linebacker group, where would you say they are right now with what you have coming back?
Well, I think we lost one good player, one really good player. We got two freshmen coming in, and by the time they're seniors, I expect both of them to be just as good or better than the one we lost.
When you say two, are you referring to Zach Williams?
Yeah. And Parker.
Andrew, what about Parker? What can he bring you guys?
Well, obviously, we felt, a year ago, we felt like that he was going to be a big-time player. He had some injuries during the season, and we got to keep him healthy. And there were times that we were thinking about playing him some this past year. And we did even dress him for several. But my point is, we're not disappointed. He's got his weight down. He's probably in better condition than he's ever been, and he's ready to go compete now.
When you get Zemos in here in the summer, what are you hoping to get from him next year? Is he a guy that could play for you guys?
Yeah, he better be ready to play. That's what I've talked to him about. That's what we talked about. But again, I got to coach him up. I got to help him. But he's a super young man, very intelligent, very athletic. Can run, can do a lot of things. We got to get him fitted in our system and get him ready to play. And I wish he'd have been an early enrollee, but it didn't happen that way. So, but we recruited him because we felt like he could make our linebacker position better and help our football team be better.
Bumper Pool was able to come in for quite a few snaps to cover for Dre. What areas does he need to work on to be able to step in there and take over?
Well, he's got to work on everything, and let me tell you this, he had to get in there early in the season, and I will just tell you this, from the first game he played in, and he made some plays, and he made plays in every game, but he improved throughout the season, and I was really, really pleased with the way he played in the Missouri game. He played good football. He's got to get stronger. He's got to get a better understanding of how to play the position, and I'm going to be asking him to play two positions. But I hadn't been disappointed with him at all. I've been, matter of fact, like I said, after going back and looking at the Missouri game where he played almost the entire game, I felt pretty good about the situation.
I'm sure you've been asked already, but what are your thoughts on Coach Ingram, and what were the main criteria you had to have in that defensive tackle squad?
Well, two things. Number one, we wanted to hire a great man. And number two, we wanted to hire a great coach. And I think Coach Morse did exactly that. And he's got a lot of dynamics that he can bring and will bring, and we're excited about having him here.
Relationship with Coach Caldwell, How do you expect that to help there with that gelling of
Well,
the defensive line?
yeah, I think it's always good. I think it's always good, and I think Kenny could come in and fit in with or without. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But it's good that they had a relationship, and Steve coached him. Steve says he's younger, but I don't believe that. But he did coach him, and relationships mean it means something. And I think too, and I'm not going to speak for Kenny, but I think too, it was important for him to be in a place too where he felt good about the people that he was going to be around. And like I said, we certainly fell in love with him, and we're excited about having him. There's no question.
It may be more of a question for Coach Morris, but to have that Memphis tie.
Oh yeah, I mean Kenny's a legend in Memphis. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows him, and that was not the reason. Like I said, the two main reasons and the two things that we set out that said we're going to do. We're going to hire a great man. We're going to hire a great football coach, and he fits the bill. And he's got some extra things that will make him special to Arkansas as well.
The depth you guys have built on that defensive line with what you recruited this year. I mean, how much does that help with what you guys are trying to do pressure-wise?
Well, if you're going to be a great football team, you better be able to run the football, and you better be able to stop the run. And you're never going to stop the run unless you got a great defensive line. Just look at the people that have been in the playoffs, and then look at who they got that's going to get drafted and who's going to be first. That's where you're going to build from. And we've improved ourselves some there. We're going to be young, but we feel like that we got some real good talent. How soon is it going to show up? How soon is a 18-year-old going to be able to line up across from a 21 or 22-year-old and hold his own? And that goes back to what are we going to do to develop him? And I think we got a great situation in the weight room, and it's a process. It's not just getting these athletes here; it's what you do with them, how you develop them, and how you teach them, and how you coach them, and how you get them ready to play.
How good of a job do you feel like the players have done so far earning their stuff back? And what did you have a hand in that idea?
No, I didn't. I got caught by surprise when I went in my locker room and they told me to put on this gray stuff. So, but no, it's I think they did it. I think they did a good job. I think you want to be competitive as much as you can, and that's just another way to be competitive. And I think it's good. I think it's very good, and we'll. Obviously, we'll see when we get them all in the same uniforms, and we got a lot of work before that. When I mean the same uniforms, when we get somebody else on the other sideline in a different uniform, we got a lot of work to do before then. But you're excited, with the young people that we have coming in, and then we got some good leadership here already. So, and you don't have to be a senior to be a leader. That's not a statement that could be true, but certainly people that have been in the battles, that have been tested, that have played at a winning level in the SEC, it's important to have those guys out there.
How much do you look for Scooter to be kind of an anchor, both a player and a leader?
Big, and I'm not going to put it all on Scooter. I got to help him be prepared for that, but he's got to be prepared to do that. And we've talked about that, and it's I think he's embracing the challenge to do that, and he's not a guy by nature that's going to talk a lot, and you probably interviewed him, and you know that, but there's nothing wrong with that, and you don't have to talk to be a leader. What you have to do is be a doer, and all he's done is led the SEC in tackles the last 2 years, and I think that speaks for itself. And certainly we're going to be smart with Scooter during spring practice. I got other guys I got to get ready. I'm going to make sure he gets every bit of work he needs to be ready in the fall, but I'm also going to do my best to make sure he's healthy.